For our corrections, first we'll start with Aylin. You said, first when I entered this situation, did you say situation or institution?
Institution.
Institution. First when I entered this institution, I would just switch it around a little bit. When I first entered this institution, or when I first started with this institution. And then you said the gap, what I wanted to do and what they wanted me to do has been growing. The you could say it as a gap, but I would say that our differences have been growing. Usually we just call it our differences. Yeah. I could see the really, really blue sky in the autumn. I remember seeing deep blue skies in the autumn. And I just wanted to mention for intensifiers, like really, it's very common to say really a lot, right? But there's a lot of other words to say, like immense, immensely blue skies. Yeah. Nari, maybe I have a lot of work for the weekend. I'm catching up from the weekend off. And then you said, I went to my home, it's about 10 p.m. I got home by 10 p.m. When I went to Europe traveling, when I traveled to Europe, China factory moved to the Asia a lot. Chinese factories relocated throughout Asia. Many Chinese factories relocated throughout Asia. And that's the way that most companies threaten the countries that they work in. If you give us this new labor law, or if you give us this new environmental protection law, we're just going to relocate to another country, and they always threaten that. Next, Bora. I think that is really tempting offer. The offer is very tempting. I think the offer is very tempting. There's one part by my company. There's an area near my company. That was the thing that impressed me for the climate change. I think it didn't really impress you. Usually when something impresses you, it makes you feel kind of like surprised in a good way, in a positive way. So maybe it bothered you, or it affected you, or it hit you. Sometimes we say something hits us really hard. So that really hit me hard when thinking about climate change. Bohi? It could be hard in reality. I would change it to, in reality, it's more challenging. Yeah, in reality, it's more challenging. And then maybe another people will take part in the place of me. Maybe someone else will try to take my place. Yeah, maybe someone else will try to take my place. Or maybe someone else will try to replace me. I think that's what you were trying to say, is someone else will try to replace you. Next is recent environment is worse than before. Recently, and that's it, the environment is worse than before. Many weird situations happened all over the world. The situation is growing worse worldwide. Lusa, you said we can borrow a bicycle. We can rent a bicycle. They just working without thinking. They're just going straight to work without giving it any thought. It's really needed for them to think themselves of the future. When you were talking about taking some time off, they really need this time to consider their future, or to consider their own future. Then you said you were talking about your paper. I took it in my office. I left it in my office. The Earth warming is happening these days. Global warming is more evident these days. Evident means that you see more signs of it, you see more evidence, right? And then you said, in my memory, you were talking about the past, I recall. I recall. Yu-Gi-Oh? I think Korean culture and Korean company don't have enough headcounts. I think the Korean companies are short, maybe? There's a shortage of people. Yeah. There's a shortage of people. Or even a shortage of availability. Excuse me. You can't receive any meals and gifts above that money, above that value. How to catch the violator? That's actually perpetrator. Perpetrator. Perpetrators. I'm dying. Yeah, perpetrator, yeah. And the person who commits the crime. Last one. How to catch the scenes of the violation. How to catch the violations taking place. Or how to catch the violations in action. Okay, that's all.